to kick off the show, as we talk about community, we have, a returning guest, not a stranger to Charlottesville at all. She's been on before. She's, all about the fitness. She's opened up, her business space for the community. She's doing so much, none other than Sabrina Feggans. Sabrina, thanks for joining us again.
Thank you for having me. Yep, I'm excited, as always, to be here.
Yeah, thank you for joining us again and keeping up so much great work. And thank you for bringing in Maniya Brown with you. And she is a 2021 scholarship recipient of this great program we're going to talk about today. But Maniya, thank you for joining us.
Yes, thank you for joining me. Well, inviting me.
Absolutely. Hey, look, see, so you family now. You're family now. Like, so whenever these doors open, you come on in, you get on the mic with Miss Max.
Right.
So, but without further ado, though, let's Sabrina, for those that don't know, so you have the 2023 Women's Empowerment event. And how many years will this be this year that y'all done that?
So this is our third year, and we are super excited. With every single year, we continuously to grow, not only with the attendees, but just with our efforts, with our knowledge, and our education as we put together this program and put together this event for the community. And we're just excited for our third year.
Good stuff. And so this is also connected to the Young Women's Entrepreneurial Scholarship. So what came first, like, the chicken or the egg? Like, was it the empowerment idea first, or was it we need to do a scholarship first?
So what really happened is that we in 2021, I lost my very good friend, Tonquise Evans, who was also a pillar of this community, to colon cancer at the age of 40. And after her passing, I wanted to do something to honor her name. And so she was really heavily involved in the community, specifically around women and in entrepreneurship. We started our business together, and we really held each other accountable as we took on that journey. And so really the scholarship is what prompted us to want to do it in her name. But then as we started to think about what the scholarship could mean, we started to think about also some of the other areas that she really was impactful around the community. And that was really around women's empowerment. And women's empowerment has always been a piece of Beyond Fitness with Sabrina. So it just made sense to combine those two, have a really good event empowering women, and then allowing young entrepreneur women to help them with raising the scholarship money, and then presenting that to them, and then also mentoring them to grow their business.
So what's that mean to you? Women's empowerment. Like, how do you define that?
So what I think about women's empowerment is, how do we raise the next woman up? What is it that woman may be needing or even potentially lacking? And how do I or the next woman or the community raise this woman up to empower them to feel like they can go out there and meet their dreams? They can go out there and do whatever it is that they want to do. And as a community, putting together and bringing us all in one centered environment just for 5 hours is so impactful, because there's so much synergy around in the room that we're feeding off of one another, empowering each other to go out there and be the best that we can be. And so when we see women struggling a lot in this community, it's not to turn a blind eye, but it's to, how do we pick that woman up, and then how do we empower them to move forward and build that confidence that they know that they can do it and they have the support to do it.
Love that. So the application season is open, at deadline being Sunday, June 15th. Winner will be announced at the 2023 Women's Empowerment Day event, which is Saturday, July 8th. So it says young women ages 16 to 25. Well, I like that. A lot of times it's like very narrow window, but wow, yeah, that does celebrate women of multiple generations. And currently, so people are currently operating their own small business, and business must be located in Charlottesville or surrounding county, and they can reach out to beyondfitnesswithsabrina.com for more info. Wow, that is like that. So tell us more about the empowerment event, and kind of try to put it, piece it all together. Because of course, there may be some folks, who are eligible for the scholarship and want to apply for that. So we'll talk more about that. But the Women's Empowerment event itself, for folks who want to attend, like what would they have to look forward to? How can they get involved?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Women's Empowerment Day event is a pay what you can free event. It's a family friendly event. And although it's about women's empowerment, it's open to everyone because women's empowerment, we still need all of the community to support these women. So it's not just about women. Attendees come from all over. And like I said, last year was about 300 attendees. But this year, our theme is empowering our future. So when we think about empowering our future in the committee, we looked at two really components that really could set us up for success, right? One really being around self-care. So we're going to have a self-care panel where they're going to talk about, so we have experts in mental health, experts in nutrition, experts in wellness and fitness, experts in spiritual guidance, all of those great areas that may impact their life from a self-care perspective. And then on the other side, empowering our future looks like what we would think financially wise. Are we setting ourselves up for success? Are we setting our families up for success? Are we having those conversations to say, hey, if I leave this earth today or tomorrow, will my family be okay? Am I taking my savings and am I doing what I should be doing with it? So with that panel comes, we're going to have some real estate agent. We're going to have a real estate agent. We're going to have an insurance agent. We're going to have estate planning attorney, investment planner, and advisor. So really talking about what does that look like? Even with like $5 in your savings account, you will be surprised what that can really do for you if you place it in the right hands and in the right places. So when we're talking about empowering our future, we want to think about it from all aspects. And those were really the two that are honed in on us, is really taking care of ourselves from that self-care perspective, but then also setting ourselves up for that financial piece. So that's what that's going to be about. And then the day is full with so much. We have fitness breakout sessions. So we always do fun things. We're going to have a line dance.
What we line dancing to?
So I don't know. So you have to reach out to my girl, Shanice Bradford.
Shanice, shouts out to Shanice.
Yeah, shouts out to Shanice. The first year she led us in a very cool Beyonce swag line dance. So we'll see what you have to come up, you have to show up to see what she's going to.
And then you're going to do the line dance as a little final production type thing.
So she does. Yep, she just kind of walks through it with us. It's about a 15-minute. Get your body up, have some fun, move around. We're gonna do a little kickboxing. We'll end with yoga and really like a meditation session.
Dress comfortably.
Yes. Yep. Dress comfortably, please. Yep. Shorts, t-shirts, tennis shoes. And then we have our wine breakout session, which has become very famous over the years, where it's not just about drinking wine, but learning the different wines and how they can impact you from a relaxation standpoint. So really honing in on that. And then of course, raffles. So really a day, a morning full of women-owned vendors, small businesses, women-owned vendors, and then food trucks. So we have the famous Blackjack food trucks. So shout out to them. They always come out for us every single year. And then we have vegan comfort soul food. So shout out to them too. I will say the last couple of years they sold out. So get there early.
That's
get
a good problem.
Food. Yes, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So
You really got a lot going on.
It's a lot.
It sounds like a lot of fun. So let me ask you, are you local? Are you from Charlottesville?
I am from Charlottesville. Well, I was born and raised in Fluvanna County, but yep, I've been in Charlottesville.
So the reason why I asked that question is because I wonder your opinion of what you think the Charlottesville community would look like as compared to what it is now if women truly grasped the aspect or idea of women's empowerment. How does that change the Charlottesville community?
Oh my goodness, that would be so powerful. And I will say this: I'm seeing us honing in and growing more and more in that area. But to look at that from a standpoint of we all women in the community are empowering each other, that is powerful. That is so powerful because we also know that we can do so much more together than we can do solo. And then just finding that those areas to be able to collaborate and connect and build on each other instead of trying to always silo so many different events, bringing everybody together. Oh, that's a statement in itself.
Yeah.
And being able to look at that and seeing how we can connect and how we can build each other up. That when things come up that sometimes try to strip the community down, we're standing up so strong that it's not a huge impact to us because we built each other up so much in that empowerment piece. So that will be so instrumental and so impactful.
Yeah. Let's bring Maniya into the discussion.
Absolutely.
Maniya Brown, ladies and gentlemen, 2021 scholarship winner. So Maniya, tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and like maybe with your application, sort of focused on as far as your goals and what it means to you.
Right. Okay. So, when I came across the application, I seen that it wasn't just any random scholarship. It was a scholarship to help the local community and the women out there. And I felt like, maybe I should sign up for this. Maybe I should be the one that, wins the scholarship and actually makes a difference. Well, applying to the scholarship, I think it was like more, what can you do for our community?
Right.
And so when I first thought of my name for the business, which is LePridee, LEPRIDEE, well, 2 E, sorry.
Yeah.
It's live, express, and have pride in what you do. I didn't want to have it where it's like, Maniya, Right. I don't want to walk around with somebody else's name on my shirt. So I kind of, made it to fit the description of my business. And I say, for all the young ladies out there trying to apply for the scholarship, actually have your heart into it. Don't just do it for the money. Don't just do it because it looks nice or you want to be, somebody you're actually not. Do it if you're willing to actually make a difference in the community.
That's deep. That's deep. And if you don't mind us asking, so how old are you or were you when you applied?
When I applied, I believe I was 16. Yeah, 16.
Okay, wow. That's a lot of wisdom in a 16-year-old.
Right.
Yes, indeed. So when you so that was a great explanation and a great breakdown. Like, so where do you see yourself sort of now following the scholarship and still having a relationship with Sabrina and the rest of the team there? Like, where would you like to put your energy now when it comes to this women's empowerment?
So if I can tag on to his question, because I really want to hear when you talk about making a difference in the community, and maybe it's my turn to do that. What is specifically that difference? And a real question, a different generation. What's your honest answer as far as what difference you want to create within this community?
Okay, so I say the difference I want to make in the community is, just having everyone feel comfortable. Like, not everybody can afford the designer things, or not everybody can pay $400 to get braids done, or, different things like that. So when I made the business, it was LePridee, but I expanded it into several different businesses. So I do hair. I just became a licensed cosmetologist, so I kind of want to expand myself as far as, in that range as well. But the business itself kind of speaks for itself, but I like to have it so that, everybody can do the same thing as everybody else is doing. Not everybody can get certain things, not everybody can afford certain things. So why not push out to the community that you can get this for a cheaper price. You can get this for an affordable price.
Right.
And if I may, Charles, speak. So when we were looking at the applications and the scholarship, Maniya's application really spoke out to us, because not only that she was 16 at the time, but we went and we looked at her Instagram, and she was selling, reasonable clothes that these teens, and I know because I had teens at the time, were asking for $300 and $400 for like UGG boots and all these designer things. And then Maniya was coming in with an alternative to this that was at a cheaper price that my kids could afford. So then that is the impact to the community when we started to look at what's the impact to the community with these applicants. So now she's 16 years old. She's figured out a way to still allow her peers to look fashionable, but she's figured out a way to do it that they're not breaking their parents' bank. And then she's also bringing that into the community with, doing affordable hairs and all those things that if you have teens or if you have kids, that costs a lot of money. Unless you have somebody in the community say, you know what, I'm going to use my expertise. I'm going to use what I have. I'm not going to charge so much because I realize that this is expensive, but I want everybody to feel comfortable in themselves and in their clothes and in their hair. So that's really why we chose Maniya for our very first scholarship. And I will say over the years, this will be year 3. Maniya is a vendor at this year event again. She was a vendor last year. And correct me if I'm wrong, you almost sold out last year.
I did sell out. I did.
So, clothing?
No, so I sold a whole bunch of things. I sold out of everything: sunglasses, lip gloss, lashes, clothes, babe hoodies, everything.
And so all of your different endeavors can be found under the LePridee brand, is that right?
Yes, so it's LePridee on Instagram, and if you click onto that link, I should have a link in my bio that takes you to my regular Instagram page, and then in my Instagram page, there is a milkshake collection where you hit the link and it takes you to all my pages, how to book with me, and everything else in the book.
Nice. And y'all getting a lot of shout outs online too, but Sabrina always gets the love. Whenever Sabrina comes in here, you know what, like I think we need Sabrina on our production team. So we can always get these many views. No, but y'all got so Zayana shouted you out about the help that you gave at the youth community event that she hosted.
Yes.
Stacy shouted you out, Maya. So many others. We see Alexis on here.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of love and love it.
We appreciate the community.
Yes.
And in all honesty, we could not do this without the community. And just speaking of Zai was our very first 2021 speaker for this. So shout out to her for being our very first. And we were learning with this Women's Empowerment Day. And the first one, we did it like 45 days. And we were like, what in the world did we sign up for? And it was so well received in the community. And so many people asked, when is the next one? When is the next one? What can I do to get involved? And so it's so empowering to have the community support you. And we couldn't do it without the community.
Now, let me ask you this, Sabrina, because you, on that, and you alluded to it earlier when you were talking about, like the synergy and everything. And when Max asked that question about the importance of the women and, women empowerment and what that means, how do you navigate, sort of it being a small town, but then there being like so much, within this small town, like where I understand that Charlottesville has more nonprofits per capita, like, than any small city of its size, any small city like this. And so, and there's even within that, you would think in a small town, it would be easier to come together. But as we all see, a lot of times it's not. So I'm just curious, like how you navigate those waters, and maybe even shout out some of your partners that's helping you put this together.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'll tag on to the first question first. The way I personally navigate this is I got to have my heart and my soul in it to be able to do anything. And I get approached so many, times to tag on to different things. And if I don't feel like I can have my heart and my soul in it, I just won't do it. And so this Women's Empowerment Day, my heart, my soul is in it for so many reasons, not only because my dear friend TQ, but also because I truly believe in empowering other women. I want women to be healthy. I want women to be successful. I want women to be able to have a safe place to heal. And that is really important to me. But like I said, talking about the community, I have a group of people that I don't care what it is that I say I'm going to do. I could think of something at 11, 12 o'clock at midnight, and I'm shooting them a message like, hey, what y'all think about this? And they are always on it. And so I will absolutely shout those out. And they are my committee. They've been my committee for the last 3 years, and they're my partners in crime. And so that is my first one is Roxanne Carter Johnston. She is also our platinum sponsor for this Women's Empowerment Day event. And she's a realtor here in Charlottesville. So realtor needs, please find her. Please please look her up. And then the next one would be Javonna Barksdale White. She is a very close friend of mine. I don't care what it is that I ask her to do. She will follow up and do it for me. And then the next one would be Elizabeth with No Bull Burger. So if you don't know No Bull Burgers, that's a vegan burger, and those burgers are phenomenal. It's a family business, so they're in Whole Foods and everywhere else. So shout out to Lizzie. And then the next one would be Natasha Cormier Randolph. And so she's a close friend. She's always got my back. She's always doing what's necessary to get the work done. Courtney Commander, everybody knows Courtney. So Courtney's with Della Rowe. And so she joined us last year, and she really has been inspirational in getting a scholarship. She's well connected in the community, because without scholarships, we are not able to hold an event like this, provide a $3,000 to $4,000 scholarship, and be able to do all of the other stuff with renting of the space and the decorations and all of those areas. So that's really important to us as well. I pray I did not miss anyone. If I did, I'm just going to say charge it to my head and not my heart. But that's just a basic overview, in addition to my family. Like, my family goes through this with me. This starts back in like March for us. And it leads up into the very day of, and then I'm completely exhausted after that. But my family, look, Max, and I literally do, when we cut off at 2:00, I'm in the bed by 5, and I'm not talking to anyone until Monday morning. And that's just how I am, and process that. But yeah, shout out to my family and all of my supporters.
Yes, indeed. Sabrina, I got to say, like, I truly believe that you're making TQ proud. I really got to say that, because I remember how sweet of a soul she was as well. And, and just being in the community and being involved in the different aspects to, to try to push us forward. I definitely think that you're doing her proud with this being in memory of her.
Thank you.
So I have another question for the scholarship. You said being here. And we all know, we as adults, and you probably say too, it can be difficult, it can be challenging to try to pull young people along to seize opportunities, to view things as an opportunity, to believe in themselves when you got big dreams, kind of put yourself out there and be vulnerable in that way, and don't be afraid of failure if it doesn't work out. And so I say all that to say that just the response that you've gotten from your peers about your business, you winning the scholarship, your business endeavors, has that been where you'd like for it to be, or is there something that we're missing, something that we can offer that helps to encourage them to kind of step out and just be daring and try things that you tried in the past?
Right. So I'm going to keep it straight up on here. Please. When I won the scholarship, I had those friends there saying, like, they were rooting for me and, whatever it was. But it's just like, when you start winning as a young, teenager, people start to hate. They get jealous. They do. And, those people you just have to let go, because not everybody is going to make it to the top with you. And that's, what my parents told me, like, not everybody's going to be your friend. They're hating, they're jealous. I try to be a good friend. I help people. I, promote them, market them to, start their business, start it. Please do. I want everybody around me to win. But not everybody wants to do that, and you cannot help people that don't want to be helped. So, I just try to take, good positive energy from the ones around me who actually do push me and support me, on my business journey. And I just want to thank those friends so much, for actually being there for me, sticking around, seeing my success. But for the ones, who don't, I hope, keep your head up straight and just keep doing what you do.
And
that's so much wisdom though, Max, and that's something that's a mindset for
somebody's
you.
teaching you something now. You got the right village.
But that's a mindset for you to carry throughout the years. You're on 18, right? Right. So and that's a mindset to definitely keep and as Sabrina and Max and I have talked before, hopefully being around folks like us will set the example, to make, because we hope that it, that it does, that the younger generation see that we can work together, we can support each other.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and that was my next point, is that sometimes what you just said is very real. Sometimes you gotta care from a distance and wish the best. But what if we don't want to leave them behind, so to speak? Like, what things could we be doing, or could someone be doing that helps to bring them along too? And whether that's, having the right home environment to make them believe and feel that they can accomplish just as much as the next person, or just whatever support it is that they may need in order to believe in themselves, and rather than hate on someone, to support them and then say, well, hey, if you can do it, let me get out here and try to do it too.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and I'll tag on to that. And just a word of encouragement, Maniya, it doesn't stop with teens.
Right.
And Charles just said that this is something that you have to learn, as you continue to, grow, and as you continuously maybe elevate yourself, this will happen. But if those people are out there, hopefully one day you will be looked at as an inspiration and not so much as a competition.
Right.
And that's what I hope for today. When I look around the community, I hope I'm being an inspiration, but those people that may potentially not be supporting me, or may not be, rooting for me, and it may possibly be something within themselves, but at some point in time, I hope I'm doing enough that I will switch those doors around, that I become an inspiration, or I may become a resource to them, to get them to elevate themselves more, so to get them to be more of on the negative side. So I'm always hoping for that, but we also are all human as well.
Oh, yeah.
So it just comes with it, but please don't let that ever stop you from elevating yourself.
Yeah, and thank you, Sabrina. But I want to jump back to Max's question, the last one she's mentioned, though, because Maniya, so many times, like we sit in rooms like this and others, and it gets said, "Where are the youth? Why aren't you asking the youth?" So I want to go back to Max's last point and give you opportunity to respond to that, because it could be more of a mentoring thing, and I can tell that Sabrina is a great mentor for you, but when you think about those who are lacking the desire or the inspiration, you as a youth here in Charlottesville, what maybe are some of the conversations that you are having where you may say, man, I wish our leaders did this or did that, or told us this and told us that.
Right. So, being around the area of Charlottesville and actually attending Albemarle High School, I met Joshua Epps, and he actually, does the program with UVA for Women of Color, Honor, and Ambition. So I joined the program, and I saw how close a sisterhood, a sister bond could be. And, everybody in the program supports one another and, lifts everyone up. I wish that we had more people like that in the community, to bring these young girls together, to bring these young men together, and to love each other, but not to hate on each other. So,
okay.
Yeah, thank you for that.
That's good. Thank you.
Yeah, some more mentoring.
Yeah.
More just being present.
I think that plays a huge part. I'm not trying to get away from what the topic.
No, this is good.
But I think mindset plays a huge part, if not it's the whole thing when it comes to believing in yourself and willing to step out and branch out and do things that you wouldn't normally do.
Right.
Yeah, that's awesome.
No, that's good.
I just want all the young kids. There's some young kid listening who may or may not know you, and I just want them to understand that the hate and being upset because of what the next person is doing is really a dysfunctional way of thinking. And press yourself to change that mindset.
That's right.
To be supportive of others, and to step out there and believe in yourself enough to be just as daring and do things that you may hear the next person do, or something even bigger and better. So.
Yeah,
awesome.
and Max, and I think it's a call to action for us adults here in the community.
Yes.
If our youth are saying that this is what they need, then we have the capacity, we have the knowledge and the skills. I mean, it's nothing for us to get together and try to support these youth. So as you just said, if the mindset has went to a negative, way of saying this is hating or whatever, what can we do to bring these kids together? Like she just said, Joshua Epps has done. Joshua Epps is huge in a lot of these girls' lives. I know my daughter has spoke about him in the Mocha Woka
Right.
programs, which has been phenomenal. And so what else can we do to start bridging those gaps that everybody, all these youth has the same opportunity and the same skills and the same experiences. Like Maniya said, to having that group that is very supportive. What can we do? So it is a call of action.
It absolutely is, and thank you both for joining us. Like you've been a big inspiration to me, but now you know,
Yes.
and I just met you.
Yeah.
Right.
But Sabrina, we'll let you get the last word, and you know, whatever final thoughts you want to leave with the folks about the scholarship and the event.
So again, the scholarship, the deadline for that is going to be June the 15th. The committee will start reviewing those applications. The winner will be announced at the event on July the 8th, 2023. The event is going to be at the center at Belvedere. Shout out to them for hosting it again this year.
Yes, good people.
Third year. Shout out to all of our sponsors. All of that, all their logos, all of that information will be shared on our page in the upcoming week. Please take a look at that. You can also follow on Facebook or Instagram, Beyond Fitness with Sabrina or Beyond Fitness with Sabrina Women's Empowerment Day event for more information on the panel, the speakers, the activities, the raffle prizes, all of that good stuff. All the information will be posted out there. So that's what's going to be happening. What I need from the community is that we are now looking for small businesses to donate maybe a raffle item from your business.
Sure.
Great way to get your business out there, a great way to get people into your doors. So reach out to me if you want to donate a raffle item, but then also please come out, show up, support, have fun, make some connections, and then let's empower these youth and empower our future. So that's what that's all about.
Love it.